this one. Alright. Now, I don't want people to only have 6 minutes. I want somebody that's like 14 minutes. Oh, yeah, okay. Alright, we're going to go one review, alright? Where are we going first? I'll come to you guys in a second. One of you 4 players. Who has had the most beers this afternoon? Yeah. So what's going to do? $800. Harvey Nolan's going to put it up. He's going to pump the cash and put it on. Is that right? Just on your head. And you got kids too. You guys got kids. I got kids. Woo! Kids. Are you in? Seriously? Righto. $100 in. Quarter time, make sure you have there. Pump the cash. $800. Alright. Here we go. Why is all these lovely ladies pointing this young man right here? I think you're in. I don't think you have a choice. Are you in? Give me a nod. Yeah. 2. We got 2. Seriously. Harvey Norman, $800. Easy. Easy. Alright, go in. Quarter time, we're down here. Oh, alright, come back. I feel like we're getting a young fellow here. A young kid. Guys, how young can we go? 14, about 14. No, we can't leave on there, alright. Over 14, we need one more person for $800. 50, we can't know, you can shoot later, alright? 50 will shoot, no, you can't do either. Right, Cindy Bird. Yeah, I like this. See, alright, Cindy Bird is in. $800. You're up against the 2 drunk guys up there. Quarter time. My money is on you. Alright. Thanks for having on. $800. We'll see you guys at quarter time. And over to your Townsville piece. At number 0, Jonathan Mines. In the number 1 jersey, crowd favorite, number 1, Jared Bid. Sponsored by Final Solutions. Number 3, Jamel Anderson. Number 6, Queensland Sun Solutions, Josh Lucha. Number 8, Global Suppliers, Ethan Betsy Betts.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. We're getting ready a minute or so from tip-off for this round 14 game between the Townsville Heat and the Gladstone Port City Power. The Townsville Heat currently sitting in second position on the table. Take on the 14th place Gladstone Power. Look, to be honest, this one should be a comfortable victory for Townsville. They've got plenty to play for. They'll want to try and retain second spot on the table and secure home court finals. Whereas Gladstone only the one win this year with a 1-14 record. So they've got nothing to lose on their Townsville roster. MIA.
He's disappeared and the team is looking pumped and ready to go, but no head coach.
No head coach. He's
somewhere.
Let them go. Yeah, he's somewhere. I did see he had a little gig lined up with the Brisbane Roar down in. He was doing some comparing down there, so he may be in Vegas, earning the big bucks.
I guess the season is over for them, so you don't have to worry if you're the coach.
That's right. Anyway,
another note. Peter Crawford out tonight with a slight injury, so a couple of a young player will fill his role, no doubt. He's also tearing up coming off the 3-on-3, so it'll be interesting to watch him and how his form is.
He's really been shooting the ball well. He's actually added the 3-ball to his range. It wasn't one of his strengths back in his prime, but as he's aged, his 3-point shots come along.
Don't ease up once you get past and finger to the rim, because you know someone's coming behind you somewhere. Matty Reese holding strong there and sneaks around. There's a miss. Matty just unfortunately doesn't get it, and they get the tip in for their first 2 points.
Robinson with the offensive tip, a veteran of the league. He's been around a long time.
He has too.
It's a great pass. Wilshire.
Great pass by Wilshire, and Keegan finishes it off.
And that's why he's their floor general. He's the barometer for this team, is Wilshire. He's been outstanding. As we see Taylor Young on Gladstone's main man. As we see here miss the 3-ball. Mines.
Yeah, certainly looks like he has a great basketball body, so I'm interested to watch him in there. And we see who hit, the 3 go down.
Yeah, that was Josh Wilshire again, so he's had 3 really good offensive plays to start this one.
Wilshire goes again. No rebounders is a bit of a concern. So that's either a rush shot or the rebounders are not doing their job getting to the bloody boards. Tube Hope quickly pushes it up the floor. Oh, that one went out of bounds with a bit of heat on it. The idea was right, but the look away was probably a little bit distracting for him. Gladstone bring the ball up, and you see Keir, he's going to set up high on that reversal screen. Reversal pass, sorry.
Keir can't control it off the pass from Blanchard. And Keir, geez, he's a good size.
Yeah,
he's going to give Matty Rees. That's one thing that the Heat do lack, is a real massive inside presence. Matty Rees does a great job, but he's going to be up against the big fella.
That's good D by Tude Hope, just keeping a hand in the vision and stopping that shot going anywhere near it.
Mines gets his first sider and he drills it from 3.
Why not? Clear up the top. Defense not there. Put it up. That gives us a scoreline of 10-4. Tude Hope with some great help, but it's Blanchard makes the basket easy. A little bit of a lean to the side. Mines again. Unfortunately missed Matty Reese there. I thought he could have slipped that pass a little earlier, and he comes up with a turnover.
Taylor Young coming back at Mines. Referee Kylie Bowden calls that one on the floor, so we'll have a side ball for Gladstone as they make their first substitution.
You see Blanchard come out and number 13, Coco, come in.
Coco looks like he's got some handles as Taylor Young takes on Wilshire and shoots straight over the top of him.
Gee, that's a
drills
tough
it.
shot.
Wilshire is
Step
straight back, full court pass to Anderson, and he makes the easy layup. Great heads-up play from Josh Wilshire.
Anderson's been really good early at leaking out on that, so clearly Wilshire's aware of him running the floor and something Gladstone need to be aware of.
As Coco gets a wide-open three look, and it looks straight, and there's Blanchard. He's been aggressive early on.
Wilshire's got to block him out. You know, they do all that good work and let him just sneak back in and grab it.
Anderson, great pass.
Wilshire gives one up to him, and Anderson gets it straight back. So that's good teamwork there.
Great pass, but a great cut too from Wilshire. You see, I think it's Tipene. I'm going to go with that for the pronunciation.
Yeah, we'll try Tipene.
And out comes the big fella here. He gets a rest. And there's our man, Tipene. Might just call him Tippy. He drops a nice long two, and they close the margin to 14-12. Heat in front as Mines go strong.
I like that. I like the aggressive mindset of him, but again, I'm really concerned Townsville don't have anyone on the boards.
Great pass.
Another great, that is a really good pass. It levels it up. Tipene scores, and 14 all.
It's Taylor Young with the great assist as Wilshire works off the shoot-up, slips the screen, and Tipene is going to get called for a little reach in here.
Yeah, that was a little clever little hesitation dribble there that drew the foul. We see some subs in Todd and Betts coming in, resting Matty Reese and Mines. And, you know, for me, the size of Reese, I'd be trying to get him a couple of hits inside the paint.
Yeah, that's especially when Keir's out of the game for Gladstone. They are reasonably small. As we see Wilshire turn the corner again, take the contact and make the layup. He's a class act.
Someone better see those fast breaks by Gladstone too. That's a heck of a crossover by Tipene, a step through, over Tudhope. So he's got some courage, this fella.
Yeah, that was a killer crossover. It's Anderson, he looks to get to the rack. We're going to have a foul on the floor.
Shame he didn't shoot that. It had been shots, but he did see the option to pass to Todd, and they'll get it on the baseline. Good to see Betts on the floor. He's very solid at getting to the hoop, so we'll see what he does as Wilshire launches another three, and it's good. The score is 19-16.
Wilshire up to 12 points early in this one, shooting the ball extremely well. The thing I like about having Betts in the game, he adds some speed. He actually pushes the ball. He asks questions of the defense. And, geez, we're running through the subs early. Matt White, the Burdekin boy, checks in for Jamal Anderson.
Good to see he's put on a little bit of weight. He's been built like a pencil his whole life.
He's got the job on Blanchard. That's going to be a tough matchup as Young steps back and can't make the three, and Wilshire doing it at both ends, rebounds and Betts. This is what we're talking about. He likes to ask questions of the defense, gets into the seams.
The other good thing about Betts is as he challenged then, he comes to a controlled stop if it's not on, and it's rarely a turnover.
And Betts gets his first points as he gets into the lane, gets the floater to drop. It's a solid start for Ethan Betts, another Townsville junior. Spent a bit of time in the States. As we see, Tipene, he's got some game.
He's showing a lot of courage there and knocking it down.
Nice balanced jumper. And he's got the tough matchup because he's he's been given the responsibility of Wilshire, so he's going to be working overtime on the defensive end as well. As Wilshire lets go another 3. This one doesn't go, and it's Blanchard that mops it up for Gladstone.
Score is 21-18 as Tipperary takes it again, and I'm tipping Tipperary might be a Kiwi.
As he lights up the 3 ball, and he's happy about it, and he's letting them know.
Or if he's not a Kiwi, I'd say he's got Kiwi or Islander heritage or something.
As we see Wilshire, Gladstone look to be... We're going to get a hand check here.
See, for me, as much as he's great at penetrating there and he draws that foul, you've got a guy sitting on the wing wide open. We've got to give him a look too. So.
Yeah.
There are times you can overdo it, but he's drawn the foul, so no one can complain about that.
Gladstone into 4 team fouls early, and we see a timeout. And looks like we've got a Ray Cooper might join the coaching ranks. Well, I think he normally assists Brady, so
bit of a coaching merry-go-round.
Yeah.
So
Daniel Green looks like he's taken the reins. Got a few instructions from Ray. He's going to talk it over. Well, it's 21 apiece. 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. So Gladstone, they've shown some signs. They've definitely got some guys that can go. So
look, if you're Townsville right now, you're definitely discussing Tipperary.
Yep.
And you're trying to stop him because he's the man carrying Gladstone right now, and he's showing everyone he's got game.
Yeah. They've got some scoring ability. Blanchard's tough. He looks like he gets to the glass. He's going to keep guys honest. And the big guy's been out for a little bit, so he's not going to get any shorter as the game goes on. Townsville, they're rotating through their bench pretty quickly tonight.
Look, in my eyes, if Townsville don't get 3 to the boards every time, they're giving up the opportunity of a good dozen points for the game. How many times, if you get 2 or 3 offensive rebounds a quarter, there's your dozen points, and that can make a difference in the game. Betts puts up 3, doesn't get it. That time you do see rebounders there, and White gave it a good go, but Gladstone come up with the ball.
Great little dump from Young as he penetrated, tried to find Robertson, and we're going to have number 28. That's Matthew White's going to pick up the foul on the floor.
Okay, that's might have been a little one there, but that pass was pretty loose.
White comes away with it. Betts. He has one defender, Tipperary, and that's, yep. They're going to go with the charge. I think that was the right call. Looks like both referees had that one. Yep. And Betts just a little bit out of control. He is being aggressive though, and we don't want to take that away from him. So we're happy.
Be happy with that. Absolutely happy with that.
But, Tippenary's definitely doing it at both ends.
Townsville in a bit of a 2-2-1. What are they dropping back to? We're in a zone. We're in a 2-3 zone. Be interesting to see what Gladstone run here. Tipperary goes up and he gets another 2. He doesn't care. Play me zone, play me man. I'm coming to score on you, baby.
Great change of pace too. He just heads you away. He's crafty. He's going to be a handful for Townsville as they trap Betts off the on ball. He gets a good kick out to White, back to Betts. Betts likes the contact, and Jackson Todd, who ends up with Wilshire. 4 on the shot clock. That's a tough shot.
And he makes it over 2 people. How the heck do you nail that?
And those ones there, they're the coach killers. They would have been happy with that defense there, Gladstone, but in the end, Wilshire just too good. And now Townsville, off a quick shot from Gladstone, pushed the thing. Wilshire should have finished that. He actually...
So is this a shooting foul or is this on...
Yeah, no, it's on the big guys.
I didn't think he hit the shooter there, but yeah. Scores are 23 all. We have 38 seconds to go. As we see Mines coming to give White a sub and Reese Todd. Okay, so Todd comes back on the court and he's going to shoot the free throws. And it's the right call if he was a man foul.
Yeah, he's confused because he wouldn't have seen that action that was happening behind him, but he's like, I've been robbed of a few points.
He's like, I want more buckets.
All scorers, we've all got the same mentality. Any time you're a chance to get to the line for a freebie, you're going to take it as Jackson Todd, and he can't make the first. And Wilshire's still asking the question over there. I still don't think he's sure of.
No, he's not, but he's
like
probably saying, see, I should have shot that. Todd knocks the second one down, and they have a 1-point lead, 24-23. Now we'll see the big fella step on the court.
Townsville in a bit of full court pressure. And Tippinay, they won't want to leave him alone.
And he puts up another three, but he's leaning off balance there, and Mines comes up with it. 24 seconds left. There is a differential of about a second on the shot clock. So definitely going to be winding it down.
Interesting to see if Gladstone double off this on ball. But they do. What's Wilshire over dribbling maybe?
Absolutely.
Yeah. And
Anderson coughs it up, but what's worse than coughing it up was he hesitated. He hesitated and didn't get back, and Tippinay misses that one. Or was it? That was Owen. So Gladstone pretty happy with that 24-23, and you know, they haven't had a good record this year at all, and they've had a game last night and they're playing pretty loose, so something's changed.
Yeah, no, I think
they're feeling good.
Yeah, I think they've been relatively competitive, even though their record doesn't suggest it. They have been in games, maybe just don't have the depth to finish off, but they're definitely in this one, and they've thrown some different things at Townsville. At the end of the first quarter, it's Townsville on the back of Wilshire, who had 14 points of the team's 24. They're going to have to find an answer for him, the Port coaching staff. Even spread of scorers, Tudope 2 and Mines 3, Anderson 2, so Jackson Todd bets off the bench. And down there for the Port City Power, Tippinay has been massive, 15 points, 7 of 10 shooting. He's been everywhere. Blanchard's 4 points, Robinson 2, Young 2. So good even spread for them, shooting the ball at 50%. So they'll be encouraged by that first quarter of Port. And
the thing about Tippinay, it's been inside, outside, threes, step backs. He's come flying in on the boards, and he's a player.
Yeah.
Surprising how many of the people that aren't in those higher level games that you see out there, you go, you know what, give that guy the right chance, and you don't know what they can do. So impressing in these games certainly helps to your career.
Yeah, no, don't know a lot about him, but from what I've seen in the first quarter, he's very impressive, and he's definitely got some game, both ends of the floor too, because he's working hard on D. See the big guy, oh no, he's not coming back in, he's just given some words of encouragement to Young. As Towns will start the second quarter with Mines, Wilshire, Tudope, Rees and Anderson, so they're back to their starting group. Robinson sets the on ball for Tippinay.
Might have been a little hop step travel there, but no, and Towns will come up with the ball. Mines comes off the screen by Tudope, puts up the three, it doesn't go. Good to see Keegan and Anderson on the boards. I think Anderson's been raiding Fig's cabinet, he's got the same headband. So,
as we see Young slice through and get a 2, and that gives Gladstone the lead by 1 early here in the second.
Yeah, they're not shying away, this Gladstone team tonight.
See Owen in the game for Gladstone. He's got the job on Wilshire. Coco picking up Mines. Young's going to grab Anderson. And you see a switch now, and Tippenay back on the Mines. Now they're doubling Wilshire in the back court, and they've nearly shaken it loose. Might be Owen. No, 8. Tippenay's been called for the foul. That's his second, so they don't want him in foul trouble, because at the moment he's their engine room.
Yeah, Gladstone are taking at him. Bit of full court pressure there, and Wilshire will go, no, I'll handle that. No problem, just get me the ball. Owen's got the job on Wilshire. Into Rees, that's what I like to see. Rees kicks it back out to Wilshire, straight back into him. Missed shoot up on the baseline, but Anderson puts the 3 up, and Mines cleans up the rebound. Straight to Anderson, and oh, Mines has been smart enough to put the shot up. That'll be a 2-point shot.
That foul's on Coco, and that's his second, so foul starting to creep up on Gladstone.
Little bit of luck going Townsville's way there with some saves in bounds and some whacks and knocks. Mine should hit both of these for mine. Let that one slide, Wardy.
And commentator's curse as Mines misses the first. But he makes the second. So he proving Shane Frolling half right and half wrong.
Never.
And that lot ties it up at 25 apiece as Young finds our man Tippenay. He's working off the Robinson screen, throws it in. Robinson, he's playing undersized in that 4 and 5 spot.
Yeah,
it's not,
absolutely.
He's, if that was a 6'4", 6'5" guy, he catches that and makes the score. But
and Townsville have done their work on Tippenay, so that's good to see they're wise enough to go, hey, this guy hurt us with 15 in the first, let's not give him anything.
Anderson, Mines, he looks strong, good D from Tippenay. Mines gets it back. Geez, Townsville keeping the ball alive and getting the rewards for it.
I really like the aggressive mindset of Mines tonight. He's like, yeah, I'm going to work here. So when you've got Wilshire and Mines doing that, that's a good thing.
And that's a third foul on Tippenay. That's a big foul. He's got 3, and he's going to have to check out as we see Blanchard sub in for him. And that's going to hurt Gladstone. And Mines, it is good to see him being aggressive because he has had the tendency in some games just to settle for the 3-point shot, and it's good to see him actually attacking the rim, and that will open up his 3-point shot later on too if he can be aggressive early.
Now we've got a scoreline of 28-25, so Gladstone's certainly not shying away.
Coco gets the rim with an athletic move.
He was all over the place there, but he finished it. He's quick too, isn't he?
Yeah, really good control at the end on that one. He was awkward getting there, but when he got there, he just settled a nice left hand. And as Townsville going to Rees, and he likes to match up on the undersized Robinson, but he can't get that one to go.
See, for me, Rees catching it out on the Toyota sign, my Carney Toyota sign, is too far out. Yeah. Put him on the rim.
Especially against the undersized.
There's a great block by Rees, but it's picked up again by Blanchard and misses, and Townsville are away. Wilshire's going all the way here, and he's so good at putting his body into people and drawing that foul. You've got to keep everything up in the air when he's attacking. And when he gets hit, he does that big lean back like he's been butchered. So
he sells it. Smart. He sells it as good as anyone. And see a substitution for Gladstone as young Mitch Knight checks in. He's going to come in for the athletic Coco.
Yeah, I had the opportunity to coach Mitch, and very, very solid player, hard worker, and good young talent. So it's good to see the young guys of the regions getting a go.
Yep, no, he's been around the junior scene, the Queensland North rosters, the under 18s, and as we see a turnover from Gladstone, and that'll give Townsville the opportunity to build on this 3-point lead. Yeah. See Mines in the corner. Again, getting into the seams and finds Anderson. He can't quite get it to go.
It's definitely the headband affecting that, Anderson. If you want to shoot well, get rid of that thing, mate. You've been hanging with Figgy far too long.
Owen, let's go a little quick three. Not sure that's the shot they were after.
It's definitely not, and that's not a violation. They can carry on about that all they like, but Mines takes it up.
He is looking super aggressive. He wants to score buckets tonight. And he's got a couple already as Owen fumbles but regains it.
And again, when he was playing really well, you didn't have Wilshire here, you didn't have Anderson,
no.
so it was always going to be, there's a great alley-oop pass there to Blanchard, but it was always going to be points taken away from him, but it's good to see him being aggressive. Because you always need that other scorer, you can't just rely on one or two.
Mine's really going to work and then throws a lovely floating pass.
You know, as Matt Reese just sitting there, and Mines has created so much attention when two guys are coming in. Little flip pass over the top.
And Gladstone have seen enough and they've called timeout.
Yeah, 5-point lead to Townsville now, 6 minutes 18 to go in the second, and it's 34-29.
Been a good.
Look, there's the definite differences having Tippinay out. His ability to shoot the three, get to the hoop, and control the team, that hurts. Can you risk putting him in with 6 to go and 3 fouls? Absolutely not. But it's a smart time out here to try and slow things down again.
Yeah. No, they've got to hang tough here. This is going to be a tough little period because this is where it can get away from them, and this thing can blow into double digits real quick. Or they can scrap and keep it close, and that'll give Tippinay a chance to sit out the remainder of this quarter, I'd imagine. And then if they can get him back to the third quarter and still be in touch, that'll go a long way to them being there at the end.
And you know, when you got guys who are so good as such good scorers like Tippinay, that's when I'd like to see guys like Miles. Put him on him for a couple of minutes and beat him up. You know, go, hey, I'm here. I'm built like a brick shit house. I'm going to muscle the heck out of you, frustrate you, and you know, it intimidates him a little, and you might get that sucker foul.
That's exactly right. If you rotate Miles and then you put Fig on him, just even though he's well undersized, you just annoy the hell out of him. It's going to wear him out.
Absolutely.
He's got to work overtime for his buckets. As we see Young take it at Anderson,
and you know, he's got 3 fouls, so why not beat him? But we won't see him till the third quarter, and as you said, you just saw Young going at the rim hard, and the result is 2 shots. And the foul count is, that's the Heat's first foul, I believe.
Yep, first on Anderson for the night. Young can't make the first free throw, and they need all these.
Wilshire talking to the ref again. Did he want those foul shots too?
Anywhere there's a point. He wants
Anderson taking on 2 people. I don't know how I'd do that. I might kick it across the court to here we go. Owen saying, I'm going to give you a bit of a hard time, Wilshire. And there it is. Anderson finally hits one with the headband on.
That'll get him. And I look down and little cult hero in Townsville, Jared Figg, is about to check in for Townsville. That'll add a little bit of spice. He knows how to niggle and he'll up the pace of the game as Gladstone score a nice bucket and keep this thing at 5. So Figg sporting the Townsville Heat headband as well.
Mines searching it out. He goes for the 3 and just misses. But again, where are my rebounders?
Robinson has it, gives it back to Young. Anderson's going to pick up another one here.
You know what? That's a really, really tough call. Anderson's got his hands down. He's moving backwards. Young's making all the contact, and that's a foul. Like, nothing frustrates me more as a player or a coach than that sort of call. And he's over there discussing it with the ref, and for me, he's got every reason to.
I was lucky I never ever went inside the paint, so I never had any of those sort of fouls called on me, but I'll take your word for it. That's frustrating. As Jared Figg is into the game, you won't miss him. He's got the Townsville Heat headband, and during that break, we've got Tippene sub back in, and he's guarding Figg. That's dangerous because Figg's got some jets.
Anderson
goes upstairs.
Anderson goes, you want to blow a foul on me? I'm going to dunk on your ass. Yeah, great move, spin baseline.
Anderson, but Young crosses him up and makes a great pass at Blanchard. He's athletic. He goes upstairs, and we're going to have a delay of game warning.
Absolutely, but that was a great dunk by him also. But going back to Anderson's move, that's one I love teaching the kids. It's the old James Worthy, quick, aggressive spin, and you leave the defender behind. He comes up the other side with a beautiful dunk.
Space just opened up for him.
And he wants it again. They don't give it to him though. Mines are searching it out up the top. Gets through the gap. Oh, he got erased.
Kier puts that one away. And Gladstone, after being down 5, are on the attack here and a chance to tie this up as Blanchard gets a good look from 3. Can't make it. Anderson's off to the races.
That thing helicoptered out of his hand. Here's Anderson for another one. No. Yeah, Blanchard shoots with his offhand on top of the ball. It's going to go nowhere near making it.
I think Blanchard's a really good athlete. I think he comes from Rocky because I believe I might have coached against him in an under-23 team a couple of years back, and I remember him playing above the rim then. He certainly hasn't lost any of that athleticism.
Matty Reese blocks young Mitch out of there and says, Wiltshire goes to the rim, a little fumble, kicks it back out, or takes it out for control. Then he launches a 3 and says, I might not get the layup, but I'll take that.
He's definitely got his eye in tonight, Wilsh. Very confident play. As Anderson is right up and in on Young. This is a good battle.
Yeah.
The big fella comes out here to set the screen, but Young says, I've had enough of that, and Blanchard. Mitch Knight goes upstairs and he's worried out of it by Matty Rees, and then we've got an unsportsmanlike foul.
I'd be annoyed at that too. That was a lazy-ass reach behind, and Wilshire, again, very cleverly sells the foul, and the ref calls unsportsmanlike.
That is, yeah.
I'm sorry, but that's just not the right call.
Would have been called a love tap back in the 90s.
Nothing drives me more crazy.
And the coach is, he is absolutely bemused down there.
It's called lazy ass D, the reach behind, but there was, there was aggression in that, I'll eat my hat, your hat, and any other bloody hat you throw at me.
Anyway, it's a big momentum killer because that puts the lead Townsville on the back of those free throws, get it out to 7 and retain possession, a chance to build on that as Wilshire against the big man. Oh, wow.
There's a clear foul there. Wilshire just keeps seeking them out, and he wins every time with that penetration.
I was just about to say that he's over-dribbling it. He's going nowhere, but, I mean, he does make you eat your words because he just knows how to get there, and he keeps probing, and eventually he draws you in.
Look, there's no doubt there's over-dribbling, and, if you do ever get a good system that can, a guy who can contain him, or you get great help, that's when he's going to be in trouble because you're not going to get bailed out. But while he's playing from that point spot and they're spreading the floor, he can go one-on-one all night. The other risk with that is you've got to bring it every game, including the final. So. Wilshire, no, he misses that one. So we're at a scoreline of 44-37. Gladstone have 5 fouls and there's 2:53 to go as Wilshire makes the second, and that gives Townsville an 8-point lead with 45-37. We've got a foul the other way. Big Matty Reese getting a bit of body there. Young, for me, when he comes off screens, he hesitates, and that allows the defence to get at
catch back
you.
up, yeah.
Once he comes off those screens, if he goes at speed and leaves them behind, he's going to cause trouble, or they're going to show hard, and the big guy should be open going to the hoop. But yeah, very interesting.
Yeah, he really invites the defence back in after he's toying with them. He beats them, and then he gives up that advantage. As we see Fig being very active on the defensive end. This time it'll go back to Gladstone. 6 seconds on the shot clock here, so Gladstone will have to get something up pretty quick. As Young, hopefully he knows, he does. He gets penetration and good cover from Matty Rees. And Young managed to get another shot off, but it's no good. And Betts, that's
very controlled, Mr. Betts. It's Fig. Fig gets it into Matty Rees. Wilshire's coming off, that's going up, and that's another three-point attempt. Again, I've got Matty Rees in on the boards, White flying in. I need some other rebounders.
White got the job on Tippinay, who, even though he's on 4, he's still aggressive. Thought he might have got a bit of contact there, but it's getting no love as Wilshire finds Betts with a lovely little dish.
Look, to me, that's no different down that end to what's happening up the other end. So, no call, so we'll see what happens as the game continues. And we see Chute Hope subbing in now for Fig. So, Young Energizer out and a 10-point lead, 1:48 to go. I'd sub him out for the headband. I was fortunate enough to play against some great players, and back in the day there was an American called Chuck Hummerson, and he used to wear the bandana every game, and I might have accidentally pulled that off 5 or 6 times a game to frustrate him.
Wilshire Coco isolated against Wilshire.
Yeah, Wilshire really searching it out, over dribbles, forces it up, and Reese is called for a holding foul here, isn't it? That's an interesting one. I might have given him kicking the ball, but yeah, over dribble, forced pass, and Reese picks up another foul, so he's going to take a break with 1:15 to go. And the lead is still 10 points. Tippinay bringing the ball up. Bit of a horn set here. Tippinay splits it. He's going to have a clear layup. And he's trying to draw the foul. There's no way that one's a foul. He'll take the points, guys.
He is really aggressive. And at the moment, Townsville don't have the answers to slow him down.
I think his foul count's what's slowing him down at the moment. But there it is. That's what I'm looking for. But Todd throws a wild one, which ends up at White. And Betts does the no-jump three-point shot. Nails it, takes the scoreline 50-39. Great pass by Young. He catches Coco on the baseline for a little reverse layup. 24 seconds, so there's one shot left in the half. Everyone will flatten out, and you'll see Todd come up and give Wilshire a screen, and Wilshire will go for the old drive and hopefully score or dish.
Good D, Coco. Contested shot.
Doesn't bounce for Wilshire, and that'll take us into the half. Scoreline is 50-41. We have Gladstone given a heck of an effort tonight. A couple of things didn't drop their way. Getting in foul trouble definitely hurt them. Townsville also concentrated a little more on double teaming when he was on. And they're going to be very interesting in the second half to see whether Gladstone can keep the heat on them or whether they just sort of fade away and lose by plenty.
Yep, it's going to a lot will depend on the foul trouble of Tippinay, because he leads Gladstone with 17 points, even though he had to sit quite a few minutes there with foul trouble. And for Townsville, it's been Josh Wilshire with 22 out of the team's 50 that's carried them through the first half.
And Anderson had a bit of a spurt there, you know. And
Yeah, he got a little...
it fired when he got that rubbish call, and off he went. He said, no, that's it, I'm going to work. So sometimes it can work for you.
So that's it at half-time in this men's game. Second place, Townsville Heat versus 14th place, Gladstone. We have a scoreline, Townsville 50, Gladstone 41, up by 9, and we'll see you back in about 10 minutes' time.
points.
Oh,
Man, this is the best, so we'll get back to it.
very happy. We obviously played well better last week. I thought everybody bought in defensively. We showed a lot of improvements, contained the ball, stuck to the scale a little better, defended the courts really well. Very good. And then it helps us to shoot the ball so well.
Yeah, I think, and I don't have the count, but it's probably 3 people in the team who are about 20 years old, I think, is that right? Or, I mean, you've got a lot of teenagers in the squad. They probably only 16 minutes throughout the season, but come on like that and just deliver a great game and keep you guys in the top 4 going to the final sets are really pleasing.
Yeah, it really is good. I was saying to the team afterwards about how proud I was that everyone who contributed, especially at their age, they showed maturity in their years. Showed the ball was outstanding. 16 years old, 30 minutes. Through the deep end, she got to see all that stuff for the whole game, so she was excellent. And then, yeah, all the answers on the bench were really good.
Sure. What are these kids? Whose kids are these? Oh, sorry, they're Luke's kids. Sorry. Oh, sorry, they're Lisa's kids. Right. Okay. Hey, mate, punch. Learn to do what you want to do. Right. What are we doing here? Are we going to do real best off the bench, or are we going real best off the bench versus real best off the bench? Who are we going to tonight? This is tough.
Yeah, it's tough. This is someone that we asked about one last week starting for us. We asked her to sacrifice for the team, come off the bench, she brings some punch for us. She did that, she had a great week of training and contributed in a few areas statistically and Eliza Fabra.
Eliza Fabra, big game for Eliza. And we are going to talk about Eliza, and Eliza's not going to step back tonight. Right, we're going to step forward tonight. All right. Eliza made a great game tonight, aggressive on offense, great defense. But everybody, watch, make sure she doesn't step back, all right? Great game tonight. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm feeling really good. Considering that we have a few players missing this week,
Okay, welcome back to the second half of this QBL round 14 clash between the Townsville Heat and the Gladstone Power. After an entertaining first half, Townsville taking a 9-point lead into this second half. Gladstone on the second game of a road double after playing Cairns last night. They'll be starting to feel the pinch in the second half, and I would expect that a youthful Townsville Heat team who are tuning up for a finals campaign will be looking to try and run over the top of Gladstone here and kick this margin out a little bit. But as we've seen in the first half, Gladstone, they're no easy beats, and they've stuck it right to the Heat.
Yeah, they had every excuse to be missing today. You know, the game last night, travelled down the road, coach MIA, no one's seen him, we don't know where he is, but they're doing a good job and they're ready to roll. So, as I said earlier, it'll be interesting to see whether they can keep the pace up in the second half. And Townsville on the flip side, relying heavily on Wilshire and Anderson. So they need a couple of guys supporting them. And as I said earlier, I'd love to see a couple more guys attending the board. So we're about to start the second half. And we see Wilshire, Hope, Rees, Mines walking on the court. And I dare say it'll be Anderson as well.
Yep. Still removing the warm-up shirt is Anderson, but there he is. Number 3 trudges back out onto the court. And for Gladstone, it's Tippinay, Kia,
Blanchard,
Young, Blanchard and Robinson, the veteran wearing the number 12. As we get play underway in this third quarter, and it's Wilshire defended by Tippinay. It's Hope, who was pretty quiet for Hope standards in the first half, and he comes up with a turnover early. Blanchard sees some open space and goes to the rim, and they're going to say no contact in there, and it's deflected off Townsville, and Gladstone will get the ball back to 17.
I think Rees wanted a charge there, but you're not going to get that standing in the charge circle, and Blanchard blocked himself on Rees. Rees just stood there, so Gladstone have the ball back, and Tippinay's going, right, give me the ball, and it's him and Wilshire, the two scorers going at it. Boom, Tippinay says, I own this one.
And that moves him up to 20.
Let's see, oh no, I thought Wilshire might have come right back at him, but no, nice and patient.
It's going to be a great matchup. Both having great nights scoring-wise, 22 and 20 respectively. Wilshire with a great wraparound.
That was a great wraparound. Technically, the referee could have called a hooking, but it was a very, very clever move.
Unusual to see the hook on a passing motion.
Yeah, it is.
Normally it is on an offensive move, but Wilshire showing all his tricks. Is Young with a nice crossover, but can't get the mid-range jumper to go, and Hope is off.
Yeah, I don't think he was happy with that last miss, and there's a good find there to Mines. Mines misses.
Oh, the poor pass from Robinson straight into the lap of Anderson.
Anderson's got that cheeky little, I'm going to sneak back in, and the players aren't ready for it, you know. So Leroy Loggins used to do a heck of a lot back in the day. You just cannot give those guys an inch.
He's got the long arms and the long limbs, hasn't he, Anderson? Yeah. So he's always a chance, but that one fell in his lap, and that's the easiest 2 he will ever score.
They're sneaky, those blokes. There's no contact on that. Tippinay should be frustrated. He bounced around like a pinball machine. Wilshire says, bang, I'll take one. Didn't drop for him. Now Tippinay has his turn. This reminds me a little bit of the old Darren Lucas NBL player versus Al Green. 2 guys going head to head, and gosh, wasn't it entertaining. Whoop, the worthy move didn't quite have the same effect as Anderson's. The spin baseline, he had more steps than a centipede, and the refs called it for a travel.
Hope looking to get on the board, and he lets go the 3 ball, and it's good.
There it is. You knew it was coming after his last attempt.
And Townsville have this margin out to 13. It's starting to get into dangerous territory for Gladstone as Robinson. Tippinay gets a look. kicks it out to Young, who penetrates into the middle but can't get the finish. And Townsville come the other way.
Oh, Anderson a bit loose, but Hope gathers it and throws. Geez, Townsville being lucky with some deflections. Up goes Mines, and he gets butchered. So he'll walk to the line for 2. And Mines will make both for mine.
Oh, that was not the prettiest play phase. That went through about 10 guys' hands on the floor.
It was a bit of a volleyball match there, wasn't it?
And not sure the big fella's got a huge engine for Ols, because he seems to play a couple of minutes and then they've got to take him out.
Yeah, he walks really strange too. It's almost like the hips are not aligned. So
double jointed.
Yeah, but he's certainly got a basketballer's body. I'm assuming Mines made the first, certainly made the second. We have a scoreline of 59-44.
And it's Nathaniel Coco that checks in and replaces the big man here. And hands from Anderson. Shakes it loose from Young. Townsville just moving the ball
for
around.
The 3. Banks it off the back of the rim, and now Wilshire says, here, this is how you do it, mate. And knocks it down. And Anderson again, you know, him sneaking around there, he's there, but he's that guy you just don't see. So very, very sneaky. Tippinay leaning too far back on that one. I'd like to see him penetrate a couple of times here, but Mine says, I'm going to go to work. Kicks out to Hope for his second 3. Cash. Thank you very much, and Gladstone have to take a timeout because this thing is starting to head north for Townsville.
Out to 21 on the back of consecutive 3 balls. And it's not just one man. Hope's come out in this second half, and he's hit his first 2. And it spells trouble for Gladstone as their coaching staff have a good talk before coach goes in to address the players.
He might have been given the advice that I once gave Colin Donovan when we tried everything, and he was looking at me, and I just said, help Mr. Wizard. And for those who are old-time cartoons, it was a story about a turtle that got put in the past and needed help by the wizard.
Yeah.
So, anyway, enough of those stories, and Gladstone are right now drawing something up here, and again, I'd love to see a little bit of junking up some defence, a little bit of man, swap to a zone, change it around. That's the only way you're going to slow Townsville down at the moment.
And I think a lot of the Townsville bench players will be hoping this thing blows right out, because that might be the opportunity to see the likes of Eddie Warrington and Jeremy Miles, who haven't seen the floor yet.
Well, I'm watching them down there, and they're doing a lot of dancing and hugging, and that's clearly a sign of a team that's bored.
Sam Boone is another one down there that hasn't seen any clock yet, so they'll be hoping the starters do their job and open up a big margin as we see Young slice through, and he adds another 2 to his tally.
Here's the pressure, a little bit of pressure up the floor. No, Owen drops right up. Token pressure, we'll call it. There's a nice alley-oop to Anderson, but they're a little bit aware of it. Anderson still gets the bucket on the other side.
And for those interested, there is a big game going on over in Thailand at the moment in the Under-19 World Cup semi-final, Australia v Spain, and we have Australia leading that one 40-33 with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. So in a relatively low-scoring game, a 7-point lead's certainly a decent buffer late in the third quarter. So,
and that's important to Townsville, that game, because we've got our very own Alex Fowler in that team. Yep. She's been extremely important to them, as we see Hope go for his third 3. It misses. Yeah, so she's been extremely important to them. And we have Mila Goodchild and Claudia Brassard all over there.
Yeah, so there's a strong Townsville connection with that Under-19 Gems team, and right now they'll be hoping to secure a grand final spot tomorrow and play off for gold or silver, most likely against the US, who they did meet in round 1, and despite only being down 4 points at half-time in that one, they did get blown away, so I'm sure they'll want another shot at the USA if they can get over Belgium later on tonight, and that final, I believe, is tomorrow night. So,
couple of subs here. You got Betts coming in for Wilshire, and who have we got? No, Mines is still on the court, so young Betts for Wilshire. Chewed hope with a little slice cut, little turnaround jumper, boom. He's hit 8 points this quarter, so he's come to play. He's gone, had me quiet half, and Mines is up pressuring the ball. Owen with the ball out at the 3. He's not there looking to shoot. This is the man you want to watch right now. Nice spin move, and he misses, but in comes Coco with the tip in.
Great offensive tip from Coco, and margin at 19 as Mines lets go an early 3 and draws the foul on Owen, who is not happy with the call.
Yeah, that's, I will give the ref that. That was absolutely a hit on the shooting action, and you have to protect the shooter. So, again, get your arm up, don't bring it forward. So Mines walks to the stripe for 3, and it's a 19-point game, 69-50. He misses the first.
Mines currently with 11 points in the game. He'll be looking to bump that up to 12, and he can't get the roll. So Jono Mines missing 2 free throws.
Some gimmies, yeah.
That's very unlike him, because he does have a nice stroke, and the third one rattles in.
I know his father will be watching this going, what the heck are you doing? Let me show you how to do it. So, the great Sydney Mines, he would coaches 1 million people, so I'm sure Jono's going to hear it.
And once again,
Anderson does it again.
And he's smiling, got a big grin on his face.
It's a bit of a Homer Simpson moment, you know. Don't do it again. Don't do it again.
Jude Hope looking to continue his hot streak, and he bricks that one into the backboard.
I was saying a while back about Judo playing all that 3-on-3. It's definitely changed his game. And, you know, we've got our other daughter, Keely, playing in Canberra, and the same thing. It changes their mindset. As you see, Judo strip young Mitch and kicks it ahead to Betts, and Betts goes, I'm going to muscle my way in here for 2. Scoreline is 72-50. The 22-point lead has happened, and as we said, it's always going to be tough for Gladstone. They could go one way or the other, and it looks like they've gone the we're in trouble route.
Yeah. They're going to give the ball to Tebane and say, get us a bucket. He's double team, finds the open Owen. He gets a good look, but comes up short, and Rees cleans up as Betts, as he does, really pushing the ball in transition, and he has drawn another foul on Owen. That's his second personal, and Betts will go to the line to shoot 2. As we see a substitution, and this will make the locals happy because young Eddie Warrington gets a crack. His first minutes tonight takes out the veteran Chudo. And Eddie Warrington, he's a very steady player. He'll do all the little things, he'll rebound. And
great Townsville kid, coached him, won a state championship in under 14s with him, and just a workhorse, you know.
Yep.
A little bit undersized, but competes hard, and he wears the great number 11, as all good players should.
And he's got a tough matchup straight away. He's got the go-to man from Gladstone, as Knight gets a good open look but can't make the jumper, and Anderson rebounds. Betts explores.
Betts just seems to have time, doesn't he? And then the good old faithful Matty Rees gets a lob over the top for 2. Scoreline 75-50. This is blowing out. Anderson tries to sneak another one in. He's, I'm going to call him the tea leaf. He is stealing stuff everywhere. And he knows he wants the stats up. There he is. He's playing coy. He's pretending to look away. He's got his hands ready, and he's working. They've got a penetration by Owen. misses that, and Warrington, oh, he fumbles it out, and Gladstone are going to get a second chance.
Owen was explosive there. He blew past Warrington, but he couldn't finish the play.
Warrington with his interesting beard, I bet you that's taken him about 8 years to grow that thing. And Coco just drives hard at White and says, I'm going to get a foul here, throw up a piece of rubbish, and White fell for it, and Coco's at the foul line. Scoreline 75-50. Gladstone cannot wait for this quarter to end and hope they have a spurt in the last. Coco nails the first. And the second, shortening the gap a little bit. Here we are, we've got 1-2-2. So they're trying to put something on Townsville, but Townsville have been very, very good at moving the ball. The alley-oop was a little courageous. It would have been nice if it was a good pass, and Anderson was looking for it. But now Owen comes straight back at him. Young Mitch Knight gets his shot blocked again, and Todd reaches in for the foul.
Nope, definitely a foul on Jackson Todd.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yep.
No problem with it. Can't reach over the shoulder like that, and Gladstone get it on the baseline. Mitch Knight's playing with the big boys, and he's got to go up stronger than that. There's that little sneaky lob I reckon you can pick off, and Betsy nearly does it, but Coco goes in and jumps over everyone, but misses. Betts looks ahead, he's got White in the corner, but he says, no, I'm going to drive all the way, kick it over the other side. Free ball by Anderson. Anderson sneaking around again.
Anderson up to 14 points on the back of that triple. As Tippett blows by and finds Knight, who was a little awkward in that one.
Yeah, might have had a little hop skip, but might have got worried about getting blocked a third time, but he's got the foul coming his way, and he'll step up and he'll nail both, I dare say.
There we go, commentator's curse. Mitch Knight, what's he got for us?
The old left-hander from Gladstone nails the first. Parents will be very happy with that. And up, not quite there on the second. Betsy's searching out. I've got Fig in the corner here. No, Betsy says, I'll take the layup. We've got young Fig on the court, and he is full of energy, and he's thinking, I've got a three here. And Betsy did see him, but said, nah, forget you, mate. You got a headband on.
I'll take the two.
If you didn't have a headband on, I'd pass that to you.
And that bucket for Betts takes him up to 12 points for the night, so it's a good output for young Betsy. Margin out to 27 late here in the third as Coco goes up against Betts.
Yeah, they've collapsed big, haven't they?
Yeah, their scoring's really dried up there. And like Coco, one pass, no pass offense, and he delivers that time, but it's going to be a long last quarter if they continue to go one out like that. As Fig out of control. Warrington picks up the loose ball, keeps it alive, and then Todd, he's too quick with his shot, and Fig picks up a foul, and that was an ugly, ugly play.
It was a little bit of hot potato there by everyone, wasn't it?
Yeah, Jackson's eyes lit up when he grabbed that ball. There was no one there, and he just put a bit too much heat on that.
Yeah. Right. It's good to see when you're 25 up that the young guys get a bit of a go at it.
Yeah.
They'll learn from their mistakes. Owen wants another go at it, misses, and Fig, the smallest man on the court, powers up for the rebound, brings the ball up, kicks it to Warrington. Oh.
Foul's going to be on Mitch Knight. Illegal use of the elbow. He's thrown that into Jackson Todd as he was making a cut through the keyway. bump the cutters, not elbow the cutters.
Yeah, it's just a young guy trying to assert himself. What's wrong with that?
Jackson Todd misses the first. So Townsville have used 10 players out of the 12 that are suited up. Just Jeremy Miles and Sam Boone yet to see any action, but
Warrington keeps that alive, hits it off Coco, and Townsville get it back. They're the little scrap things that Warrington does. 21 seconds ago, the score is 80-55, and Townsville will wind this whole thing down, I would suggest.
Todd turns, kicks out to Fig,
for
let's go the early
and
three.
Boom,
And
he
likes
says,
it.
I ain't wasting any time, mate. I'm just jacking it up. I might be on the bench for the rest of the game.
Big smiles from his old man up there in the bar too, Graham. He loved that.
Speaking of headbands, we should throw one on Graham. That head would sweat like you've never seen, wouldn't it? Parts his hair in a circle. He could use a headband.
And he's having a bit of a look over. But Townsville giving away the foul at the other end, and it's going to send Young to the line. And he knocks the first down. Taylor Young. Townsville still have 6 seconds, so they've still got plenty of time to get the length of the floor here. Off an inbound. Warrington, Fig. Screen from Todd.
Fig will make this. It's off and it's... No, it's short. Got a little excited there. He's bouncy, he's happy. But he certainly had the speed to get it up there.
A little heat check for Figgy.
And we've got a of 83-57 coming into the last quarter. So I did hear the Gladstone coach saying, get up on defence. So they're encouraging. They haven't thrown the towel in yet, and we'll see what happens in that last quarter.
And just a couple of point scorers as we head into the final quarter for Townsville. Matty Rees with 6 points. Jude Hope 10. Mines has 12. Josh Wilshire still leading scorers with 25. Jamal Anderson up to 14 after he caught fire in that third quarter. Todd with a 1 point. Fig with that late three gets himself to 3. Ethan Betts 12 points off the bench at 83%. It's had a good impact.
How'd Jude Hope go? He picked a couple up that quarter.
No, Jude Hope up to 10 points, so he hadn't scored up until the thing. So that's a good quarter from him. A couple of 3 balls in amongst that. And for Gladstone, they're lacking some scorers. Robinson 2, Blanchard's up to 8. Taylor Young 14. He's played the full 30 minutes in this one. And Tippinay 20 points. He slowed down a little bit in that third quarter, but and Coco's got 10 off the bench for them. So,
and out of curiosity, how are our gems, all of our Townsville players and coaching staff doing over there in Bangkok?
Well, they've maintained that margin. It's actually extended the margin now as we just get an update. So their live score in that one is Australia 52, lead Spain 41. So they're up 11. It's 8 minutes remaining in the last quarter. So
it's fantastic news. The grand final. You'd hope the grand final tomorrow, and to be in the top 2 in the world is something absolutely amazing. So hopefully they get into that final and knock off whoever the heck they meet there. Yeah,
no, it's a great effort by the Gems. So just recapping, they're up 11 late in with 7 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. As we get back to this QBL action and we start the fourth period, Townsville with a 26-point lead as Young gets to the rim, draws the contact, basket's good.
For me, that's a tough one too, but Warrington's got his arms out. Who made the contact? The guy made the bucket. Let it go. Gosh.
You can't disappear. I mean, that's one thing you can't do. And Young's going to take it. He adds another 3 points to his tally. Margin to 23, and he steals, picks the pocket of Fig, goes upstairs,
dunks it and slaps the backboard. He's like, yeah, man, I'm here. And all of a sudden the lead's down to 21. So, you know, if they have another little blue here, you can almost bet that there's some subs as Fig puts up this 3. Didn't quite go. Todd competing hard, and Coco comes up with it.
Just a little momentum swinger here. Gladstone will be looking to get a good bucket. As nice pass, and Coco gets an
quick
easy
off
bucket.
the floor. Quick off the floor. And I can bet in the next 30 seconds, Coach Anderson will start getting nervous.
Even the assistant coach, Kieran Jack Mitchell-Hill's up out of his chair.
Todd misses another nice little sitter, and we're sitting on a 19-point lead as Young switches it over out to Coco for 3. That's good, and it is now down to 16.
And we see a little bit of off-the-ball action between White and Robinson.
He got that aggression off his father, didn't he?
Matt White's not happy as he looks up here. So,
or was it his mother? I'd be more scared of his mother than his father.
And she's sitting up there underneath the Cannons Basketball Club sign, so...
Sandra would tear you apart as we see Townsville turn it over, and Coco's dribbling it every which way he can.
Rod Anderson is holding his nerve here, but he wouldn't like what he sees because...
Sub. You have to sub now. If you don't sub now, there is something wrong.
Here comes Anderson as we speak, but this thing's been reduced from 26 to 14.
And I'd be getting Wilshire back in there really
White lets it go from
Mars,
downtown.
A long way away.
And that's going to invite Gladstone back in, and a big bucket here, really. A great pass from Young to Blanchard. He kicks it out to Coco. He likes the look, and
Coco
he drills it.
Another one.
And all of a sudden,
you have to get Wilshire back in the game, Mr. Anderson.
This one is back to 11, just like that. 26, this is a 15-0 run as Matt White steadies with a great runner, and he's talking to the Gladstone bench, and they're into him. And he's enjoying it. He's enjoying the contest.
Yeah, yes. The Burdick and Cane farmers all chatting away there. He would have talked shit with the best of them, I dare say.
Yep.
Fig's in a real battle here with that's a bounce out of bounds. He wins it.
And Fig's in his face, and
Fig is in
Young wants a little piece of him.
Hey, that's what we're talking about earlier. Yep. You just might inside enough. And now the coach is into it too, so Young ain't going to back down there either. Might be wise for the coach not to say too much. But I dare say I probably would also, so...
He just got bait into that. Fig was aggressive. He got in his face after he shook that ball loose. And
the refs are discussing this. Yeah. I reckon they're going to double foul it, but that would be a load of rubbish because Fig did nothing but pure energy, and it was Young that did the palming off, so he's a man who deserves a penalty here. If they come up with a two-way, that's just a cop-out.
Yeah. Definitely, Young's going to pick up an unsportsmanlike foul because he definitely made contact, and technical foul on Fig, unsportsmanlike foul. So they're going to get Fig for the abuse.
That's, you know what? That's rubbish to me. Fig won. He didn't, he talked a bit of smack to the guy, but the guy shoved him.
Yeah.
There's no way, and it's that two-way foul. That's a cop-out.
Unfortunately, it's sort of a hold of the momentum of what has been a great comeback from Gladstone.
Oh, smart by Fig.
Yeah.
It's absolutely smart by Fig.
So Young shoots his free throw and makes it. And now we're going to have Fig go to the other end.
And then the crazy thing is, I think it comes back to Gladstone.
Yeah, whoever had possession. No, it should come back to Townsville because it was their possession. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah, no, well, didn't Young have the ball?
And Fig knocked it out, and that's why it went out of bounds. And Fig then, in his enthusiasm of shaking it loose and winning possession, has given him a mouthful, and then Young's stuck the Duke out and given Fig a little push, but Fig weighing
the weight of
them. Jockey was pushed. a few metres out of the way, but he's going to take a rest now, and Anderson going back with veteran Tudhope just to steady this ship, because
everyone on the bench is happy about Fig stirring that up, because they were in trouble up until that point. So we do see Anderson back on the field and Tudhope to steady the ship. Tudhope puts up the 3, and it's good.
Bang. And like that, it's back out to 18. Young's going to have a little bee in his bonnet. Tippenae's been quiet since he exploded early. Blanchard probes. He's athletic. Can't get that one to go. And Townsville are going to get possession.
Yeah, it's 90 to 72 here, and 6.5 to go. Ooh, that's a tough call there. Tough call. I actually thought he hit that loose. Little bit of body contact, but the refs might also be trying to control it a little bit there.
Just a quick update on that under-19 World Cup semi-final. The Australian Gems now lead it by 12 with 4:50 remaining. So you would think that from that position they'll make their way into the gold medal playoff tomorrow. Blanchard probes for Gladstone. They can't afford to wind too much time off the clock. They need early shots, as Young is short on that three-point attempt.
You know, Coco's hit a couple as he nearly knocks it loose. I'd be trying to get him to rock.
Yeah. White.
Ooh. Oh, White, you got to speed that up, because not only did they get blocked, they got blocked up to the Horan and Bird sponsorship sign, and the people up there nearly tapped it back to him, but Townsville nonetheless end up with it. And Tudhope, great pass to Jackson Todd, who also gets his shot erased.
Blanchard from the weak side, just clean as you like. And Townsville with 8 on the shot clock are going to have to work something pretty quick. As a great inbound play, sees Todd slip straight to the rim and score the layup uncontested.
See more blocks tonight than in Cadbury Dairy Milk, mate.
The lines keep on coming. As Tippenae, he takes a tough hoop, but geez, it's pretty.
Geez, if he could do that the whole game, he would be a NBL prospect.
Yeah, may just be a tad undersized, but he is definitely a smooth operator, as we see. Betts and Anderson is continued to leave Wilshire on the bench, and that he's letting his young guns. Betts getting plenty of clock, as we see Tudhope go and Anderson rebounds.
Yeah, and it's always a tough call. You love to give kids a go, but I've always said throwing 5 benchies out there is thrown to the wolves.
Yep.
You need a mix of 2 or 3 stability plays, as we see a tough shot just missed there by Tippenae. But he's still competing hard.
Yep.
But yeah, a mix of 2 or 3 steadiers, and that gives the young guys a bit of confidence. Once you have 5 out there all throwing shit around everywhere, it gets ugly.
And just looking down there and see Sam Boone walking to the scorer's table. He's going to check in for his first minutes, and Jeremy Miles. So that's great to see for young Jeremy. Comes from a great Townsville basketball family.
And strong as an ox, that whole family.
Low centre of gravity.
They could move a house if they pushed it together. As we see Jackson Todd get a foul on a pretty nice block. But that'll be a 3-point free throw for Gladstone.
Tudhope coming out.
Gladstone taking a timeout. Last throw of the dice. They're down by 17. Scoreline 92 to 75. And you would think they're going to use this timeout to press up the floor.
And for those interested, just an update. The Gems have squandered that 12-point lead, and it's back to 7. 59-52 with 3:59 on the clock. So still a bit of time left in that one, and 7-point margin. They're obviously Spain are throwing everything. It's no second chances for them. So
I've had the luxury of going to Spain a few times, and their coaching philosophy is just brilliant. And they drill some outrageous stuff, which allows creativity. And, geez, you can never lay down with them because they can do anything. They teach this great move where they drive hard at the baseline basket, and if they don't have it, they jump out of bounds to make the pass. And I'm like, what the heck are they doing there? But they are very, very creative with their passes. So hopefully we get that one.
Yep. And we're just finalising this timeout. Townsville back onto the floor, so they're going to go with Jamal Anderson, Ethan Betts, Matthew White, Jeremy Miles and Sam Boone. So relatively inexperienced lineup, and Gladstone, they're gone back to basically their starters other than the big man Kier, and we've got Coco in there replacing him. So Gladstone still putting everything into this, and
we're either going to see a full court press here or some sort of 1-2. Oh, that was a horrible shot by Tippino. It was nothing like what he shot for the rest of the game. It almost missed the front of the rim, but he'll make the second, no doubt. Shaking his head at the first one, obviously. And nails a third. So we have a scoreline of 92-77, 15-point ball game. Four minutes and 10 seconds to go. You see a Miles popping out, looking for the ball, trying to isolate Anderson in the block. Throws it at Betsy's feet, who manages to control it. Casual little stroll inside, but Gladstone grab it. Tippinay says, I'm going to the basket. Strong doesn't get the foul, and rightly so, he shouldn't. And coming up the other end, another outrageous alley-oop. Some of these boys need to work on throwing it at the rim. Anderson is like, I got a bunch of amateurs out here with me, as he takes the bench, and Rodney's going to go completely young again.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure they must think Anderson has a plus 1 metre vertical leap the way they're throwing that ball up there.
Jeez, it might even be a metre and a half.
As Young blows by the younger defenders, Warrington, and he scores. And I tell you, it's 13. It's not out of reach for Gladstone.
You would hope it is with 3.5 to go, but yeah. I'm surprised they're in a packed zone there. I'd be pressuring the heck out of that thing. If I'm going to play zone, I'm up on every ball and active, and we see Fig come in for bets.
So they have really gone with their youngest and most inexperienced lineup right now. 3 minutes to play, 13-point lead. They're still going to need to score a bucket or two. Fig crosses up, and Boone active on the offensive glass, sticks it back. And that's his first bucket for tonight. And that gives Townsville some breathing room, as it looks like Gladstone have decided they're going to clear their bench, match bench for bench.
They've thrown it. They've gone, right, oh, it's all over.
Great
still
pass
be
from Young.
Yeah, I'd still, especially with that 3-point play here going down, I would be holding off on making all these subs.
It's
an interesting one. 13 points with 2:40 to go, and you clear the bench. Thankfully, they're leaving Tippinay in. Yeah, I'd certainly be leaving Coco in and Young in. But anyway.
Yep. Well, they've conceded, but I feel like that they've got the momentum, and they're not going to get a better opportunity against this younger Townsville group. So I would have given them at least a minute or so just to see if they could rattle something off, because they have got some speed, so they can rattle some points off in a hurry. But
I guess the other thing you can look at, the season's virtually a write-off, so you give everyone a go, and, you know, obviously, you know.
Boone throws it away, but it comes big Falcon off Joshua Mullaney, who's checked in. Maybe his first minutes, possibly. Matt White's wide open.
I guess they figure if the coach can take the night off,
Miles
put the bench off too, eh?
As Warrington throws up a floating left hand that doesn't go, and Owen.
The old White goes, ooh, that was always going to be dangerous. gives up a 3-point shot. White was, as he does, always very active. The hands are everywhere, and sadly sends Owen to the line for 3.
Makes these 3, and all of a sudden it's down into single figures.
It's, well, maybe not. And the coach has gone, hey, maybe we better get Young back in here right now.
And Coco and Blanchard. And he makes this one, so he can reduce this to an even 10 points on the back of a made free throw.
With 2 minutes 14 to go.
There's this heavy discussion between assistant coach Ray Cooper and coach Daniel Green. Has he? And it's back to 10, and it's a strange one because they're sort of half going back in. He's just put the young fella out there. Now he's taking him off. But if you're going to go, if you still think you're a chance, you get Blanchard in there.
Anyway, good for Townsville. Good for Townsville.
It's big. Townsville, they'd love a nice bucket here just to release the pressure valve. Fig
finds Boone on it. Oh, that's a turnover there. That wasn't
Knight to tip and Owen doesn't even hesitate. Knight rebound. And he
powers
just bullies his way in there.
The big fella. No, it's Fig now with Miles, and Miles is far too strong, but misses, and Fig, smallest bloke on the field with an offensive board, gives him a bit of breathing space. 12-point lead.
And that was a big swing because a bucket down the other end. Knight just bullying his way into the middle. And he travels. Matt White with a big defensive play, held his ground. Weighing 60 kilos, wringing wet, and Matty White just held his ground.
Spaghetti, arms and legs everywhere. So he had to get something there, and the refs have opted for the travel.
White taking control. Miles, active hands. You won't rock it loose from him. Vice-like grip from Miles. And we're going to have an offensive foul called on Boone.
So 96-84, minute 18 to go. The game is probably over, but you never know. They're going with all guards. They're going small and attacking.
2 quick 3 balls, and all of a sudden you've got panic. What's Young going to dish up? He just says, I'm going to get there, and one.
I'd be getting Coco back in.
This game is at 10. Foul shot to come for Young. Could reduce this to 9. I did play in a game against Toowoomba where Mike Brown, an athletic American import for Toowoomba Mountaineers, scored 9 points in under 30 seconds to steal a game against the Burdekin Wildcats back in the 90s.
We had one with the Townsville Suns. Cameron Dickinson hit 9 points in 12 seconds, and we won.
Yeah.
So it was amazing to see it can be done.
Cameron Dickinson, lefty.
Who also lives in the Burdekin now, I believe.
Is he really? I haven't seen Dicko in a long time, but funny teammate.
Flat out score.
Yeah. And give some of the best sprays you've ever seen.
Yes.
As White shakes it up, gets it to Miles. Good kick to the corner. Fig wide open.
Oh, misses,
Boone.
but Boone gets it back, and White, I'm going to say was over. He's hurt. He's hurt. The guy's taken him out. And this is this junk time I talk about that's dangerous. I don't think Tippinay meant it in any way.
No, he just got a fright. His leg got caught up underneath him, and I think he got a fright.
Tippinay's genuinely concerned, so that's good to see.
He was just hustling. He's going for a loose ball dive, and White just,
That's what you get for wearing pink ribbons on your socks, Whitey.
Good sportsmanship from Tippinay. He's asking them they checked his right, and White all of a sudden went down like a shot man, and now he's running around, wants to get himself to the foul line. No limp.
He's another one who's good at exaggerating contact, Mr. White is, and you know, sometimes it works for him, other times it doesn't, and right now we see him at the foul line.
This will prove whether he's a real shooter or not.
Very nice action there.
Beautiful.
He must have had some good coaching. You know who that's been?
Taught him everything he knows. White knocks down 2.
Scoreline is 98-87 with 48 seconds to go.
And we've got a timeout.
Who's called this one? It's Gladstone, and Rodney's not happy. He's just sitting in his seat. He's just going, we'll take a cigarette break here. We won't worry about this too much. And Gladstone, to their credit, they're doing everything they can. We thought they were dead and gone, and they fought back. So I'm not sure who's the coach.
Daniel Green.
Oh, Daniel Green, there you go. He's doing a fantastic job and milking everything he can out of it.
He's coaching it right out. And
we'll question some of the subs sitting out, but you know what?
We'll
how do you get there.
We'll see whether this timeout, what he diagrams up, because he's working feverishly there on the whiteboard. We'll see what Gladstone show us here. Are they going to advance the ball? Or
Absolutely. You have to.
You assume so, but they're asking the question, and yep, he's asked. Certainly, I'll take the advancement, and let's see what Gladstone come up with here.
Coco's back on the floor, so they're clearly looking, I think, to get him a three-point shot.
Tipping a corner, quick three.
There it is.
That's why he drew it up.
There it is. It's an 8-point ball game, and they're all over the floor pressing.
And Young steals
Young
it.
With a steal.
And,
steals it back. Warrington steals it back, and Fig's hanging around centre.
Townsville dodge a bullet. They dodge a bullet there.
Warrington ain't missing that. Great little pass by Miles to Warrington. Tippenay throws up. Young just launches a three, and that's good. 7-point game with 29.5 to go. This thing is not over yet. And Fig's in trouble. He gets bailed out with a foul.
And Fig will walk the length of the floor to shoot the free throws. And to say they probably need these just to steady it because of...
That's exactly why we questioned it about, 3 minutes to go, 2 minutes 14 to go. Why you take them all out?
I think he definitely pulled the trigger too early myself. But they, again, especially the group that Townsville had out there, it's a very inexperienced young group.
But again, Green will learn from that as a coach. And he's done, like I said, a great job other than the subbing situation there. And,
they have hung really tough. I mean, they had every right at 26 down at the start of this fourth quarter to walk away and let things just play out. But they have fought tooth and nail.
Both Fig and White very smart, playing keepings off, wasting some time.
Fig, he just wants someone to foul him so he can get some cheapies.
And whereas
Jeremy Miles lets the three go, but they've got a shot violation, and that wasn't the play that they wanted. 11 seconds to go. This one is over. Townsville with an 8-point lead, and Gladstone no urgency. They're just happy to get Mullaney, who's just come on, and he's going to spin and throw up something that resembles a shot. And there we have it, folks. Townsville run out 8-point winners, 101-93 to maintain their spot at second position on the table, and one step closer to securing a home semi-final if they can get past the quarter-final stage, obviously first. But good position to be in. Yep. Wasn't a great display of basketball, and I'm sure they've learned some stuff out of that one. But
if Gladstone don't have that third quarter blowout like that game is right there for them. So, again, well done to Green. That was he got almost everything he could out of them, and wasn't enough to beat Townsville. So this one's over. Good effort, I think, on the halves of course, Wilshire. Anderson's missed the sneaky, nailing some big shots, getting some boards. And Mines, really aggressive early and then finishing off well late in the third.
Good all-round performance from Townsville, and that's it from us here. We'll just give you a quick update before we go. We've got some good news. The Australian under-19 Gems have beaten Spain 64-55, so they ended up winning by 9 points. And that means they'll take on either the US or Belgium tomorrow in the gold medal game for a world championship. Thank you for listening, and we will catch you next week as Townsville take on Rockhampton. Good night.